Welcome back to Saga of Three Kings. This is session number 33 entitled Search for the Phoenix. Last session was skipped. The session before that, the group had entered into the Magier's Tower through Raya's desire to progress, triggered a couple of activations, causing a Leroy Jenkins-like circumstance. The group then retreated back down the stairs. In the throne, they found some items that were useful for some individuals, and they have basically taken a long rest at that point. I am going to explain the interaction to start with, and then I'll leave you to it. As you're sitting there resting, you are expecting Beldrug and Leon to enter into this place. The door opens. You take kind of a defensive posture, but are hoping it's your allies, and instead, in walks Brent. Go ahead and describe your character. I'm going to turn my cat water fountain off while you're doing that.
He's walking in. He's in like pretty much plate armor. He's got one battle scar on the right side of his right side of his face. It's like right next to the eye, but just like it missed the eye. He's carrying a battle axe and a shield, and he's got like short kind of hair. Like it's not real short, but it's not real long either. And he doesn't have any facial hair, sadly.
Okay. This stranger enters into the room. When you passed through the door from the main hall, the courtroom that you were in, you stepped into a cloud of mist, and then stepped through it, and beyond that, you entered into this space. As you pass through the door closes behind you.
Oh. Does he have armor and a shield with any kind of a holy symbol on it?
It's up to him.
I'd say probably the shield probably has the symbol.
Which is a pair of wings around a gemstone with kind of swirls of clouds behind it. You can make a religion check if you'd like.
Yeah, please.
I'm watching it.
I know nothing.
It's definitely beyond your knowledge. What you would know, though, is it doesn't appear to be any of the gods you know. So it's probably not likely that he is a representative of one of the fouler gods.
I just want to say out of character real quick that in Twitch, Benton and Shambles are swapped.
Okay, I'll get that fixed.
Yeah.
I'm taking a good look at this guy's feet, looking for any cables, tendrils, whatever.
Are you a guardian of this place?
No, I was wandering in here because I was told there was some knowledge on a dungeon around here containing something from our religion.
You wandered in here on your own?
Yeah, I was led here by the townspeople. They told me this would be the best place for the information I was seeking.
Wow.
Wow, they must really not like you.
Yeah,
They
that's either very, very
had
brave
very
or very,
different
very foolish.
things to tell us.
It is a very dangerous place.
There were like 6 of us. They were like, "Don't go in there."
Now, real quick, Brent, for you, they would have told you that it is dangerous and there might be undead within. But again, this is not a problem for you. Your quest is more important than the deterrence that they did throw your way.
Might be undead in here.
Yeah, they warned me there
Footnote.
would be some.
They are
undead
fully
stuff
aware.
in here.
He says that they warned them.
What is your goal then?
I am seeking information for a quest from my lord. Give me a second. Out of character. Give me a second. Let me find her name.
Yeah.
Sure. So did he meet Obzadiah, or?
But
Hey,
that's a
that
good question
wacky
to
good
ask,
times.
actually. Ask.
How much of the tower have you seen?
Not. Let's see. Would I have seen a lot of it?
You walked in. The very first thing you saw was a courtroom. There were several doors. You chose the one on the north side. You spoke to no one in the courtroom. You walked up and walked in, and after doing so, this is where you're at.
Not very much. I walked in. I seen one door. Figured it would probably be the best place, and so I walked through the courtroom into the door, and now I'm here.
You didn't stop in the circle.
No.
Damn, he fast traveled.
Here goes 10 years of your life, buddy.
Yeah, you're a criminal.
God's name is. Forgive me if I slander this. Aelith?
Perfect, on the nose.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna search on a quest from my Lord Aelith.
Okay.
Well, welcome to the Magir's Tower.
Do you ask any questions about missing dwarfs or Osirians?
Did you see a deer?
No, I
He was
can't
a-
say I did.
There's a very important elk somewhere out there.
I can't say I saw one.
So you serve the Lady of the Winds, eh?
Yes, I do. My parents served her before me.
Well, perhaps our paths have crossed for a reason, and we could help each other.
Quick note too, you've been down here for the better part of 2 days, those of you who are present. You have no idea what time it is outside. Brent, Brooklyn does know what time it is outside. It's about mid-morning. You had a hearty breakfast before you wandered on over to the place to seize it and get some knowledge. But for everybody else, they're like harrowing, like Saw movie, like...
Like Saw plus a casino.
I'm stretching out my hammies, trying on my new shoes.
I feel fine. I'm in my element.
Fair. Everyone else is dead. It's okay. Okay. Well, that said, continue. I'm sorry to interject.
No, that seemed important, especially for people that do magic.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, I suggested that our paths might have crossed for a reason, and we might be able to help each other.
Jody, are you okay?
He was in the middle of a big bite when you said that seemed important for people with magic.
Yeah, no, because it seems important for his magic, and I sat down and I heard nothing. And I'm like, I use magic.
Rewind.
That's the look on his face.
the only
when he
thing you
realized
missed-
it pertains to him.
The only thing you missed, Chody, is it's daytime outside. It's about midday, so your sleep cycle doesn't seem to have been shifted too much since you've been underground, moving around and such.
Got it.
Shambles, mate, Brooklyn. He speedrun to the whole place.
Running, he went through one door,
Yeah, man.
and he didn't get permission to enter.
Yeah, it's called barrier skipping.
I didn't see anybody to ask permission to enter.
Yeah.
You know,
Don't worry,
this place is
it's-
like, yeah.
Your first 10
That's a
years in
contempt
hell are
charge,
just going to
so.
be spent here. It'll be fine.
Oh,
You get the rest of your eternity or wherever the hell you're supposed to be.
that's
It can't
not
be that
very
bad.
reassuring.
So we're stuck in here. There's a big mecha thing upstairs. It's trying to kill us.
Oh, we can't
You,
just walk back out through the door?
You can try if you want.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
You open the door, you see the mists again. You step into the mists and you walk forward, and when you step out again, you're disoriented as you walk right into the same room and are looking at the same people again.
Hi.
Who are you?
This is like a fun house, dude.
Okay, okay.
So yeah, we're stuck in here.
Alrighty. then,
So
I
guess
guess.
you're with us.
How bad is the thing up there?
We used to have another friend.
Oh,
Well, he didn't kill it. The other thing did. It gets
Yeah.
worse
does it really?
every
It
day
can
of
always
my
get
life.
worse.
Hey, do me a favor, lift your feet one at a time.
Okay. I'm gonna do that, I guess.
Jump
Yeah.
as high as you can.
Good dude, good dude. He checks out. That's a
Why
real
did I
knight
have
right
to
there.
lift my feet?
Because
about
there are abominations here.
Making sure you're a real boy.
Right.
Last paladin we met
Says
was
the metal
not.
boy.
Okay.
Hey, but you moving me off of thrones. I like where I was.
I'm getting you in a nice grouping so I can pick you up and put you somewhere else. But yeah, I'm just just getting ready for the next thing. So keep talking.
So,
So
do you want
upstairs.
to describe? Do you want to introduce our characters to him, or doesn't not really a thing?
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and do that, that's fine. Again, the more role playing, the better for
Seems polite
me.
to at least introduce
So you
ourselves.
see a massive 500-pound turtle. He's got a wooden shield. He's got a cloak and a big fat mace, and his name is Grok. And he's generally pretty friendly.
That him. Who next?
I'm Saint Mishael of Italy, here on a holy quest.
At him. You'd be perceptive enough to notice that the hood of his adornment there, you can see kind of points on the side, and his features are, as present, decidedly elven. Um, yep. Who next?
I would walk up and introduce myself as Benson. I am our friendly neighborhood spellcaster, and I'd kind of reach into my my sleeve and pull out a steaming cup of tea for you. Like, would you like some tea?
I'm good, thanks. I had a good breakfast before I came in.
You'd,
Oh,
ac-
very well, very well.
you'd actually recognize his name since he's introduced it. He is known as the Hand of Mudis. He is a powerful spellcaster by reputation.
It was an honor to meet you.
Likewise.
Also known as a fortune teller in your village. All right.
I'll step forward and offer a handshake. I am Shambles, the Scarecrow. It is lovely to meet you and have a true knight here. That's not fake.
No, I was not.
And when he says scarecrow, that's going to be mildly confusing because what you see in front of you is not a scarecrow.
Definitely
Yeah.
a metal man.
Here's the rub. I went to the player character handouts, and the one I have is the old one, so I have to go make a quick. I gotta make a quick one. You got me, Zach. You got me. Yeah, he says he's a scarecrow, but what you see before you is a thin-framed kind of construct. In the center portion, there's like a glass plate. Inside, it appears there's some kind of spark or something within that kind of glows faintly, and it basically looks like Bender from Futurama, if you're savvy. Yeah, I'll find that picture while you continue. But I think that's everyone. Yeah, and then hold on. The person you were speaking to, looks like this.
Did you mention are you an orc?
Half orc.
Half. Okay.
Mama's an orc, daddy's a human.
Erica makes you look like Frankenstein's monster.
That's pretty cool. That's points for you.
Says the.
What?
That's points for you because you look like Frankenstein's monster. Says the.
I don't get it.
All right, whatever.
Of course you don't.
Ain't comp.
Moving along.
I didn't get it either.
He is my monster. I am Frankenstein.
Ah, okay, yeah. No,
Some say Frankenstein is a monster. So, stairs?
Yeah, man.
I mean,
Upwards?
we fight, right?
It's the only way to get out of here and get to what I need, then yeah.
It looks like you're a beefy sort. Rooklyn, you want to lead the way?
Sure.
You're looking for information on a quest, not anything in particular?
Just more or less information, yeah.
If you don't recall the specifics, if you want me to basically lore drop, I can.
Yeah, that's pretty good, I'd say.
Okay.
I got a bad memory sometimes.
Perfectly acceptable. So basically, and yeah, I have lots of names and things that don't make sense. I'm the worst. He is looking for a holy site of his goddess, his lord, as he stated. The holy site is the burial place of a powerful creature known as Hazil. This creature is a phoenix. It's hidden away up in an old caldera in the Icefang Mountains. But as you're well aware, the Icefang Mountains are a pretty broad place, and he's already spent some time up there trying to find it, he says. So he decided, since this town is very noticeable from up there, as you are all well aware, and he assumes that they might have some information about what's up on the mountain, he decided to go ahead and drop on down to get out of the cold first off, and also to get some information on what he's seeking.
Can you type that name in chat?
Hazil, Hazil.
Thank you.
That doesn't ring
what-
any bells. We seen any
Say,
phoenix?
can I-
Phoenix?
No one here with no amounts of rolling will know what that is.
Okay. Looking at Rooklyn, do what kind of weaponry and things like that do we see?
It's a battle
Shield and
axe
battle axe,
and
you
a
already said it.
shield.
But okay.
And I guess the javelins they wouldn't be able to be in my backpack, so they'd be on my back.
Okay.
Yeah. And there can be a quiver for them or kind of like a bag
Yeah.
for them attached to the backpack. I'm fine with that. Okay. All right. If you're marching up the stairs after having kind of spent a bit of time preparing, Benson and Grok, go ahead and make sure your spells are ready.
Yeah.
I will move the board. As you come around the two staircases up to the landing in the middle, directly behind the throne, you would notice that up at the top of the stairs, and it's not positioned in the right space yet. Let me move it. Up at the top of the stairs, standing in the circle that was drawn on the ground when you were up there before, is a standing suit of plate armor. The plate armor seems to glow from within with kind of a reddish light at current.
So that guy's a dick. He doesn't like being stabbed in the face. I recommend that.
I feel like we had him on the ropes. He's probably
It's pretty hard, and
The one thing you're noticing, Raya, as you're pointing at him and calling him bad names, is that it looks like all of the piercing wounds and bludgeon marks from Shambles' fists and the piercing marks from your dagger, they appear to have gone away.
most of the ordinary attacks didn't really do anything, if I recall, right?
Yeah, but it looks like the parts or the times when you actually got those blows in and actually did some damage to this thing,
Even that's gone, but
it appears to be fresh.
right. But he was pretty resistant
Correct.
to damage.
He was.
So yeah, that's the guy.
He doesn't like it when you take those stairs to his right.
Okay, so
I don't know how he
is that the
feels
only
about
way
it,
he
though.
Is that the only way he activates, or?
Oh, I think he's active now.
Is he active? He's in a different spot than we
He-
left him.
He
He's
did not.
glowing. He's awfully active.
Yeah, he did not actively pursue someone until they crossed the threshold. There seems to be some markings of arcane nature on them that seems to be a bit of a trigger. Now, if he activates and now he is
Just
going,
matter in hell.
right, that could be different. But as for the initial activation, it was once our compatriot here went through the gate.
I mean, he's glowing. I'm pretty sure he's ready to rock.
But
If you're familiar with Monty Python, he is standing in the Black Knight stance, sword down, kind of staring down the steps.
I genuinely feel much better about this fight immediately.
None shall pass!
Is but a scratch.
Cut his freaking arm off. Get it.
Okay.
we are all here this time, though, so it might be a little more. Well, most of us are here this time. It might be a little better for us to work together instead of getting spread out.
Yeah, we're focused up. We're not darting away. We're not worried about things underneath us. We're gonna go. It's gonna go great.
Brooklyn looks pretty tough.
Got a new pal. Happily took the front.
Let's go get in that guy's
I
face.
can take a rest on those.
Okay. I guess if I'm gonna have to initiate, I guess I'll start walking towards him.
Okay, so go ahead.
As he walks towards him, I say, "Why don't we go a little bit slower there to see what happens?" And I kind of touch his wrist, and I say, "And hopefully, as a team, we can maybe get some help. I might have some help for you if we do begin to initiate."
Are you casting something or no?
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Enlarge on him.
Okay. Subtle.
Yep.
The rest of us fall down the stairs. Grok gets shoved over a handrail.
Hey, Benson, where the hell was that?
He said he was
Right?
stepping forward. I'm okay with sliding him
Yeah.
up.
Nobody else has been
Still
in big into before.
Okay.
Well,
So,
go get him, Tiger.
Real quick note. So as he touches you and casts his spell, it is specifically on a creature or object. I don't think there's a saving throw involved. So yeah, you become large. If you're not willing to submit to the spell, you can attempt to shirk it off by making a Constitution saving throw. He didn't mention what he was casting on you, but it did sound like he was trying to help you. So it's, again, your choice. You just met these people.
Since I've heard of him as a reputable person, I'll accept it.
Okay. You feel the power imbue inside of you. You feel the strength of giants fill into your veins, and you stand taller. You now are about 11 feet tall, and are basically 2 times the weight, I think.
8 times.
8 times the weight that you were before.
Outside
Everyone,
of these stairs.
everyone on the stairs,
Right.
you feel a kind of feeling, but the stone seems to hold. If you were below, nobody was, but I'd say, Raya, since you're kind of in the back lane, you do see some specks of like dust and stone kind of fall down
As he
from
drags his head across the ceiling.
underneath this.
Yeah.
So what is
Well,
our plan
he's
here,
fine.
folks?
Oh, I see what you mean. Underneath the other stairs.
Yep.
What is our plan?
Smash it.
Yep. Let's go.
Where's my plan?
John, I wanna if I were to conjure an animal, that could fight for me, right?
Yeah, it could, but based on the positioning and space here, you're not sure if resource, especially since you don't know how competent this paladin is going to be.
Yeah.
You don't know if wasting that kind of resource this early on would
Okay.
be wise.
Okay.
We fought it once already. It wasn't terrible, even with the
Wraith on the
The bad
side.
part was we were
Yeah.
so split up.
yeah. Even when it was just Zach and I, and Zach at like minimal hit points fighting this thing, we did okay. Just push into it and knock it down.
Okay.
Also, Rooklyn, I don't think I'm sorry, Brent, your real name. I don't think you had your token selected when you rolled initiative.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
How do I do it? I just click on it? And then
Yeah,
do it?
click on your token.
I'll give you
and-
the one you rolled before.
They should be on the 10.
Man, we are just,
I know I'm a bad luck charm.
Bad
we are
man.
ready to go, huh?
This guy was rough, but you know, that Wraith and the Ghost upstairs, those were worse.
With the paladin, those will be a bit easier.
Yeah, but I don't know if we ever told anybody else about those. That was more of a see
Okay.
how they react.
Well, yeah, if he says that
I'm not
aloud,
even aware Rook's
he's-
gone.
he says that aloud as the massive half-orc steps forward.
What?
If you are engaging, the current round as you see it is a surprise round. Well, it's the first round of initiative, and there are surprised elements in the combat. So, Brooklyn is first. You can go ahead and take your turn as you please, and
Are we the surprise?
everyone else will be able to act in this initiative round. The Helmed Horror will not be able to act in this surprise round because it is technically surprised.
Surprise, bitch! It's us again.
I'm gonna move up towards it.
Okay.
Is that there good? Did I go past my 30?
Back one, because you're technically in its space. It's in a weird stance right now.
He's
You have
occupying
reach.
4 squares.
Okay. And then I guess I'm just gonna swing on it. I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Ensnaring Strike on my weapon.
Okay.
And then I go here. And then to roll, do I just click my weapon?
Yes.
I haven't used a lot of roll time. Okay.
No worries. All right. Solid first hit. Now, if you, solid. Yeah, you are surprising him, so that will hit. If you hit, to roll damage, click on the word Battle Axe +1 in the chat, and it'll drop the dice underneath.
Okay.
And then roll an additional d4 for being large.
Mm-hmm. You can roll an extra dice on the left side. There's a dice roller. Cool. And Ensnaring Strike, what does it do?
The next time you hit a creature with a weapon attack before this spell ends, a writhing mass of thorny vines appears at the point of impact, and the target must succeed a strength saving throw or be restrained by magical vines until the spell ends.
Okay. So you watch as the new guy starts moving up the stairs in massive side, places his shield hand over the axe head and kind of moves it across in a pattern, and you see winds kind of start to envelop around it. As he strikes down with the blade into the Helmed Horror, who steps forward to meet him at the top of the steps, you watch as the wind strikes him, it kind of shoots down into the ground, and then you see these brambles kind of catch up towards the legs of the Horror. Who will save against the effect? And I already know your save DC. He succeeds. So it looks like as they kind of come up, the plate armor kind of shirks the magic downwards and back into the ground.
I'm gonna use my second attack.
Go ahead. let's see. He is immune to critical hits, as we discussed last time. Go ahead. Solid, so that'll be a total of 6 damage. And you can, as a non-action, declare a smite on that if you want to add extra damage if you'd like.
Does he get the +4 on the 6 as well?
He does. Roll another d4.
Yeah, I will do the smite as well.
Okay, go ahead.
So just click on Divine Smite.
Yep.
Okay.
And then, yep. Okay, so what you notice immediately is that as you strike him with the first blow, the axe head seems to kind of deflect a bit off and doesn't damage as poignantly as you were expecting. You bring about the second blow and you hit it in pretty much the same spot, same situation. You kind of mutter a prayer to Aelith quickly, and then a pulse kind of knocks it back a little bit. It seems the radiant damage went through just fine. What you're realizing is it appears to be resistant even to your magical weapon. And real quick, bringing you into this game with some D&D knowledge, I want to make sure you understand. There are some creatures that say they're resistant to magical weapons or a type of type of item, like an adamantine weapon or cold iron and what have you. In this campaign, to make those rare metals more important, it's either resistant to just that metal or it's resistant to magic weapons. It's not magic weapons or that thing. So magic weapons are not a catch-all for cutting through resistances. It does appear to be resistant to something, and based on the look of the armor, he appears to be made out of adamantine. All right. And he's a walking suit of full plate, so that also might be beneficial too. Shambles. You are up. The railings along the side of Brooklyn appear to be wide enough for you to run up if you so desire. You can also move through Brooklyn, underneath or around. Plenty of options.
He also flies now.
There's a lot of people in my way.
He
right
also
now.
flies now. I forgot that part.
I don't know how I'm gonna. Uh-oh. I'm just gonna sneak on over here behind Mr. Fella.
Are you flying over? Or are you just running?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do a little fly hop. It's awkward as hell. I've never tried it before.
So,
Like a baby deer.
Yeah.
you see wings kind of sprout from the new shoes that he got. There was kind of ornate drawings of wings on it. And yeah, he flies over and lands behind it. Wacky new dagger, that'll hit.
You never gave me a name.
Chris.
18?
Sacrificial dagger is what I called it, yeah. It is a crisp blade. 18 misses, but you're not attacking with the 18, you're attacking with the 21 because you have advantage. He's surprised.
Neat. Yeah.
Again,
Let's
he appears to
throw
be...
it in the... Go ahead, sorry.
He does appear to be resistant to your strikes.
Sure. Well, let's give him a knee to the back. Shot. That's all I got.
Okay.
Just sort of wave it real quick.
2 solid stabs in the back. As the holes kind of pierce through the armor, you can see the red light kind of glowing out of these holes, and also the cuts on the front end. As you bring the knee into the back, he kind of just doesn't move. It's like knee pressing or knee attacking a wall. Right.
I'll bonus action dash. I will run up the rail, take a spider.
Cool.
Stop right here next to this guy. And I'll stick him in the face.
Okay. Hits. Sneak attack is in play. Alright. So, okay. As always, seems to be less than fine is poor, by the way.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep. And it does appear that, again, as always, it appears to be resistant to the attacks. Its turn goes. He's surprised during this initiative round. Chody, you're up.
Cool. I'm going to run up between his legs
Okay.
and kind of walk in and grab him and shocking grasp on his ankle.
You have advantage. He's made out of metal.
12?
It's a miss. As you kind of move towards him, you see lightning kind of hit air, and as the lightning's going to be pushing from your hand, it seems that the air itself is kind of displacing the lightning down into the ground, similar to what happened with the ensnaring strikes magic. You would know that this construct is resistant to magic. Most constructs are. Grok.
Yep,
I
Grok.
figure with the metal though.
Yeah. It again, if you hadn't sucked
thought it was a
at
cool
rolling, it would have been in.
Don't feel bad. I'm the bad luck charm here, making everybody roll worse.
Grok is gonna move up behind Rooklyn and touch his shoulder, or maybe I'll touch his belt. I don't know. He's pretty tall.
His haunch.
And we're going to give guidance on him.
Okay. It's only for ability check specifically, so it won't do much here.
I understand. Well, it depends on if he needs to do that.
All right. All right. You think he's gonna suplex the helm?
You never know.
All right.
I was hoping he would do it.
Okay, so the initiative resets. He is no longer surprised. Surprise condition removed. So no more advantage. Brooklyn, you are up. It does look like the rest of the group is coming in play. 2 daggers, E2 Brute style, and the mage appears to be, as your reputation, or as his reputation preceded him, is using hand magic.
I guess I will swing again.
Okay.
And I'll use the Divine Smite on the first attack, I guess.
You don't have to declare Divine Smite until you hit, so yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That'll hit though.
Okay. And then I roll damage for that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then my Divine Smite.
Okay. All right. So as you kind of pressure into it, you kind of see as it kind of activates, kind of looking to everyone really quickly, and it kind of moves its head to the side, giving you a clear opening. You bring the axe down in, and Aelith's wind kind of blurs with the axe head as it slams into the plate in beneath or underneath the neck, or where the neck would be. The red light is changing to kind of a purple color as it strikes, and then once it hits, the light goes black and then fades away. The armor suit falls in a heap at your feet.
Is that a good thing?
Boom!
No, he's free now.
Everybody stops, knives are up like this, and he looks
You
at
let
it and
him
he's
out.
like, "Did I do it? Is that it?"
Wow, nice. That was good.
Yeah.
That was quick.
So is that just like a wearable suit of armor now?
It is a suit of adamantine full plate.
Oh,
Man, half orcs look good in that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it does look like it's
Too
made
small.
in. Being local, you would have an understanding. There's a faction that fought during the Civil War called the Conglomerate. This armor appears to be their Eldritch Knights that would wear this armor. So it's very ornate. It's very stylized. If you're familiar with Game of Thrones, it looks very similar to like a Lannister's armor.
Yeah, go ahead and throw that away. Conglomerate garbage.
It's like dark in coloration. It looks like you could very easily kind of throw your cloak over the pauldrons to cover up the conglomerate icons, and you might be able to get them removed permanently at some point. Yeah.
Grind those off later.
Nobody else can test. I will go on and take that.
Oh, yeah, nobody else here can wear it, so go nuts, man.
Okay. So as he's kind of
Got
set
confused with it.
off to the side, is pulling the plates off of his armor and leaving the undersuit and using the plates of this armor to basically reset. It's going to take him a good 10 minutes to don that armor. During that time, what are the rest of you doing?
So up when we get to the top of these stairs, last time we left, there was a wraith and a ghost ropes. So just get ready for that.
I would like to check for the arcane symbols to see where they're at.
You would see them, see their triggering patterns. You would note at this point they appear to still remain triggered, like they've been activated, and it looks like they're continuing to pulse with their magic. You take some time to kind of look them over. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
13.
You don't think, based on what you're looking at and based on the fact that the armor hasn't started leaping off of Brooklyn, that there's any kind of reactivation magic here or any kind of like other type of magic here. Basically, what you're looking at is this room is warded. It starts by being warded at the steps, and then it ends at being warded at the door based on what you're looking at. So your assumption is that it defends this platform. If someone attempts to pass this platform, it will move down to the next stage, the center of the throne room.
I'm of course rambling this off to everybody, just being like, "Oh yeah, like teacher time."
Very insightfully. Okay. Shambles, anything that you want to engage in while
I guess I'll search the chairs next to the statues. We didn't really have time to interact with those at all.
yeah, so good play. Go ahead and make an investigation check. You have advantage on this roll because of the throne downstairs.
Well, this guy go great. Yeah.
You're not sure.
Like that.
You're not sure how whoever did it, and you're kind of looking at them, and it's not exactly the same as the throne downstairs, but you think there might be something inside of the left arm of each of the thrones here.
I'm just rattling them.
Trying to show.
Do you need help there, Shambles?
Oh, all I can get.
For what is all thumbs.
If you want to make an investigation check, Raya, I will allow you to do so with normal roll. If you attempt to do it again, anybody else, it will be made with disadvantage. But yeah, go ahead. Regular straight roll.
They had a shortage of right hands when they were making my bite, so
23 is good enough.
He got it.
You kind of walk around.
that might be better.
You kind of walk around and like pop it open, see what's inside, pop it open, see what's inside. Basically what you find is each one of the thrones that is set by one of the judges inside has a potion. And then the one that is settled, a potion and a vial, 2 objects. And then the one that was saddled next to where the Magier would sit, far side near the stairs on the right. This one appears to have a dagger inside. The dagger appears to be made out of adamantine, and it appears to have the conglomerate twin snakes kind of snaked around the guard.
What's 10 more years?
With that investigation check, you would note that the dagger appears to serve a double function. It looks like it's been made in a very specific way blade-wise. It might serve as a key. You don't know where, but it looks like it might serve as a key.
I'm going to take it and start looking around here for a keyhole, especially where the adamantine guy was standing.
I'm
There
gonna
is
start
nothing.
bringing potion bottles to Benson. Almost did it to myself.
It's hard. You can
No,
do
don't give those to Benson. He drops things.
One time.
One time.
Yeah, but it was
It was a
everything.
big drop, but it was one time.
everything.
Butterfingers.
It's not hard to discern that these are Janaran potions of health, which I think we've discussed the making method of before in the past. If we want to do that
I think
again.
so, yeah.
Yeah, if we want to do that again, we can, but it's kind of weird. The other vials appear to be poison. A consumable poison.
But no.
I can take those for safekeeping if need be.
I really don't feel good with that.
Yeah, I don't like the way he said that.
And he
Phrasing
actually
like that is
laughs
why
like
people
that. He
don't
kind of
trust
does a maniacal chuckle.
You guys didn't mind me taking the carrion brain.
Since it's going to take you 10
That was before.
Since it is going to take you 10 minutes to get suited, the duration of enlarge is less than. So you will zap back to normal size. You notice as you're putting the
Which is
plates...
going to help you put the suit on anyway.
He actually notices as he's putting the plates on, they are reforming to his size because that's how enlarge works. And then once he zips back down to small size, they remain the same size that they were to start with.
I thought you had to already be wearing it.
Enlarge, if you're donning it, you are then wearing it. So yeah, if you pick something up as enlarge, the next turn it's the same size.
Nah,
So,
he putting on tiny armor.
yeah,
There's got to be some way we can use it. Fortune.
Is there a keyhole around here?
no,
Especially near the adamantine hole guy?
there is
Have we
not.
checked out these
Nothing.
alcoves in between the chairs?
The statues therein, as I mentioned, one is for each of the judges, whose descriptions I don't have on hand. I can pull that up though if need be. But the it goes
Meh.
judge, 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 and then the chairs appear to be for the judge that's to the right of it statue-wise, and then the last chair, the 6th chair on the far side, you designated as the Magier's chair, the magical magistrate of the tower. All right. So the staircase just around the corner here to your right side is apparently the direction you'll probably want to go. Is there anything else you want to do in the 10 minutes armor being thrown on? Last call.
Benson, how long is identify? Is it 1 hour?
For a
That was like 15
ritual,
minutes.
It takes 10 minutes to cast Identify.
How
casting
long
time.
into him putting
Casting
armor
time
on?
is 1 minute.
If you cast it as a
If I'm-
ritual, it's 10 minutes.
If I cast it, yeah, a ritual, but just casting is 1 minute. But ritual, yeah, 10.
Do you want to
Yeah, I
cast it
didn't
on the
want to
armor?
spell slot. I was gonna do it on the knife. but-
Oh, okay. Well, the knife's non-magical. He'd be able to tell you that without even casting
Okay,
it.
then yeah, I'm good. Then yeah, do it on the armor while he puts it on.
It's a suit of adamantine plate mail. That's perfectly fine. He's like, it looks like adamantine plate mail. Ooh, Divine talking about it the whole time. It's a suit of adamantine plate mail.
Nailed it. Damn, he's good.
That sounds like Benson. Okay, so the staircase is single file. It looked like the plan of attack was push the new armor man forward.
Yeah, probably so.
No. That's gonna get us. That's gonna get us blocked up. Let me go first and get around behind the guy.
Okay.
There's a nasty
can-
ghost waiting for us.
You can fly. You don't have to go first.
Yeah,
Get him up
it's
there, you
single
fly
file.
around him.
This guy just turned into like a 20-foot statue man.
No, he's down.
Yeah, I'm normal now.
All right.
Yeah, he's normal.
If I can't get past him, I'm gonna be very cross.
You can go through his legs, slip on through there. You're not small.
I just need to
All
know
right.
who the first 3 people are going to be, and then because you know that the situation is going to be tied up ahead, only those first 3 are going to be able to engage to start. It won't be a surprise round because the ghost knows you're coming, but it will be an initiative round with those first 3 to play. So that said, I'm assuming the paladin's in lead, right?
Yeah, I'm in lead.
Behind the paladin directly.
I will take spot 2 or 3, either one.
Oh, sorry, no, apologies.
take 2.
We can do 4. Raya, ceiling. We can do 4.
If that works, that can fly, right?
I can fly.
So 5.
Yeah,
It'd be really tight.
we got it.
It'd be really tight, but yeah, I guess so. So what you would see is you've already seen the robot thing fly. You now watch as the elf kind of clings to the ceiling and starts climbing directly above you.
So Brooklyn and Shambles in spot 1.
Mhm.
Grok and myself in spot 2, and then Benson will take the tail.
Perfect.
So Shambles can just fly right over the top.
All right.
He can't.
Who was in spot 3? Sorry,
Benson.
just Benson by himself. Okay.
Yeah, he's the end of it. The boots don't give you a hover, right? Just fly.
Fly speed, and the thing is if he activates it, he activated it before, so he's used 1 minute, and now he's activating again, so he'll have to use at least 1 minute. It's like 2 hours time that you get on that thing, but
4 hours.
4 hours, sorry, but I'm gonna keep track of it. So at least 2 minutes have been spent.
But I'll keep track too.
That's fine. That's actually,
minutes.
you know what? I trust you. You go ahead and keep track of it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna cheese this unless we're going like long distances. I don't think we're gonna hit that 4-hour mark.
For sure. I'm going to move you to the next map. The first thing that you see upon coming up to the top of the steps is a dead body. Being you're a religious individual, you would recognize that this body's soul and life force, the vitae, from within inside of them has been sucked out by an undead, an incorporeal undead. And as you kind of go, I think it might have been a wraith in your head, you look up to see a figure standing on the massive carpet before you, surrounded by kind of motes of kind of purplish light. The figure is completely pitch black with golden eyes, kind of looks at you and kind of moves like a scary movie. And there's another person standing next to him. It appears to be a purple humanoid figure, kind of glowing, not too dissimilar from Ghostbusters, the first movie. Kind of like, creepy. But it also kind of looks like a distorted rendition of the dead body on the ground before you.
I'm gonna whisper in Rooklin's ear. That's Ropes. He used to be with us.
All right. So as I mentioned, there is no surprise here because the creature is well aware that you're approaching. Go ahead and roll initiative again, and we will play from there.
That was really loud.
Yeah.
The baby?
It's my boy.
Yeah, that got real loud.
Yeah, I rolled good the first time. I rolled bad this time.
All right. So I'm missing... No, we're good. Okay.
It was me.
Spectre goes on with Wraith.
Going hot last.
I'm going to give the paladin a free religion check to start this fight. You are aware that it's a wraith, and as you kind of look at it, you know that, but you're kind of like, what do they do again? You're not sure what, like, you're mixing them up with some other type of uncorporeal undead in your head, so you're not sure what. Go ahead.
Did the wraith close the door on the other side?
The door is closed. Yeah. You don't know if the wraith had done it, but the door is closed.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so the wraith sees you kind of step up, you kind of look down, look at it, you're kind of puzzling stuff out, and as you're doing that, you watch as the two incorporeal forms move towards you suddenly. The wraith will engage you, as will the specter, and I'm going to go ahead and get Ropes' body off of there for sight purposes.
Sentimental reasons.
And the wraith will touch you, or try to. It misses. You manage to kind of put your shield in between you and kind of hold back a bit as it does so. And then the specter will also try and reach out for you. It also misses. It seems that they're kind of like wailing at your shield. You can feel the magic of it kind of pulsing and defending you like a magical bulwark. Raya, you're behind him and kind of looking down, and Shambles, you're kind of flying above him. The shield seems to be glowing with a lot of magic. Like a lot of in magic. So magical. Alright. It's a really magic shield. I don't know if I mentioned that.
You stay up there.
How would you describe the shield?
It's kind of glowing like bright blue and kind of creating like a force field. If you play Overwatch,
Magical?
you play Overwatch, you play Reinhardt all the time. It looks like Reinhardt's shield. It's kind of glowing outwards on the sides.
I played him a lot.
Yeah. Like, I think I'm falling in love with his half-orc more. If he's Reinhardt, let's go. Let's go. Shambles. It's your up. You are directly above him in that space. You could fly directly over him and kind of land on the other side of him, or hold your position there and fight from flying.
I'm gonna yell at Ropes' ghost. Mr. March right back into your body right now. We have need of you still.
If you do
Does
fight...
he respond?
He doesn't. If you do fight from your current position, I wanted to point this out, because the ceiling isn't terribly high, you're not in a standing position, you'll be fighting from a prone position. So treat yourself as prone for that if you stay above Brooklyn.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick off the wall and teach the deserter a lesson.
Okay.
Dagger.
The Wraith will get an attack against you because of your movement. 19, does that hit still? Or did you
19 just hits.
Okay.
Just makes it.
You'll take 14 necrotic damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Constitution 16.
That is a success. So it's kind of bouncing off the blue shield. You fly out and around. As you do so, it kind of wailingly sweeps upwards like that and kind of undercuts your chest. You feel the dark energy kind of pulse inside of you. It feels weird. It almost feels like the inner chamber, which is filled with kind of a liquid, kind of bubbles for a second, and then you fly and land in your position.
Do 22 and 27 both hit?
They certainly do if you're attacking the Spectre.
Yes. 10 and 9.
Alright.
How's he looking?
You are attacking with magical weapons, your fists.
I'm attacking with the magical
dagger.
Chris dagger.
Also magical. Yeah, you tear it apart. It looks like there's kind of a wisp of him still standing there, but like the purple light is kind of faded down, and like the face is the only thing that seems to be energized, but there still seems to be a wraithy figure kind of present there.
I'll just roundhouse kick for bonus action. 20.
Hits the head. Alright. As you kind of smash your foot into the head, you kind of see the face kind of revert back to Ropes' face for a second and say, "Thank you," as it disappears.
Only right.
And then a
Straight
bunch
blasted ropes in the face.
of a weird liquid kind of smashes onto the ground.
Oh no, I'm the guy blasting ropes.
It was me all along, Jody. There's a bunch of people in front of
It's
you.
still funny to me.
Shody, there's a bunch of people in front of you. You can definitely move through them. You can move through anybody, pretty much. If you wanted to get into the room, you could certainly do so. You also know that the Wraith has basically blown its wad on opportunity attacks, so you could run into the room if you wanted to. That's you, Chody.
Yeah, I know. I'm moving.
That's you, Chody.
Yeah, I'm moving.
Okay.
I am going to go ahead and do chill touch on him. See how that does.
Okay. Do you want to do it as you're passing by him, so you get the bonus?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and
Yes.
click on that.
Slide of hand.
I
16?
believe you hit. Let me double check. Yeah, you hit. Go ahead and roll that damage. And let me double check.
13.
Add
and
your
then
intelligence. 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so 16. Solid. Very solid. You can see the necrotic energy kind of disrupt the undead creature. And you move past it as you kind of high-five it, running over to the other side of the room. Brian, again, same rules persist for you. If you're fighting from atop Brooklyn, you would have to do so from like a prone position, even though it's an upside-down prone position. You can't stand.
I know. I'll go past it, stand up, fully attack, and then move away.
Okay. Yeah, because you could actually walk out onto, because the ceiling in here is a little higher. You can kind of stand on the archway above him and then fight downwards.
Yeah. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll move back behind Shambles.
Yeah, you see him kind of walk out and then stand up against gravity and then fight and then kind of sidestep over to the side.
17 to hit.
Hits. This is an undead, so that 12 will be added. Ooh.
32 total.
Why are you destroying
Oh.
your new fancy sword?
I rolled the wrong thing.
Okay.
No.
It's going to be 9 and 12.
I clicked Zadic instead of sneak attack.
Okay.
Mm.
The sneak is 19.
Yeah, it's ZADIK. Sorry.
You know what? We've corrected it like 15 times. It is what it is now.
21.
My sword, I'll name it what I want.
40.
Zodic.
40 damage.
Just name it Zardoz. Yeah, he's good.
Ooh.
That's
a confusing movie.
I'll go stand behind Shambles.
Sure was. Grok.
Yeah, Grok's not going to do 40 damage. He's going to do his bonus action, Shillelagh. Could I occupy the same space as Rooklyn to attack?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll step into the space. I will swing my Shillelagh club at him. 11.
Okay, that'll miss.
And we'll step back and feel sad about that.
Okay. You could move south and wrap around him if you wanted to. If you wanted to get in, or stay back is fine.
We're doing this.
This is the thing I want to do. Alright. Brooklyn, you are up. It looks like it's pretty battered.
Finish him off, champ.
Just swing on it since it's in front of me.
Hits.
Okay. I'll roll the damage.
Alright.
And then I want to do Divine Smite for that.
Okay.
Putting the cherry on top.
All right. Very similar situation. It kind of turns its head and looks back to the sword bearer elf that's kind of jumping around. Looks back at the halfling, and you kind of raise the axe up, see the opening in the neck, and wham! Right in there, pulse, whoosh, and then it just kind of dissipates. The lights kind of go flick, 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 and turn off, and then liquid kind of smashes onto the ground. A strange, weird liquid. What's that again?
It is good to have
Oh.
a paladin.
So yeah.
It's gonna have to roll all the time, by the way.
Again, these people seem to have had trouble with these things, but this is the second one that fell within the first 2 rounds. first round for this one even. But yeah, it dies.
And we have a whole party this time, not just me and Shambles.
Yeah.
That does also help.
A lot.
All right.
My heart wasn't in it last time either, I'll be honest.
Let me
Is
get
fire burning?
the explanation of the room. It is. And there are 2 statues next to it. They appear to be very similarly armored to our friend Brooklyn. There's a pair of double doors on the western wall of this room. The hearth does emit a heat. It does feel very homey and warm here. There's a very nice bed off on the side there. Looks like it would be for a regal individual, possibly a noble or a lord. And there are 2 chests, which I don't think have been gotten into yet.
Yeah. They're on.
Let's search this bed, flip it over, look under the mattress, whatever.
It doesn't look like it's flippable. It looks like it's pretty heavy. Hardwood probably weighs a good 800,000 pounds. It looks like it's pretty heavy.
I can lift that.
It's a very robust bed.
Croc could bench it.
It's a rope's body for all time's sake. The fireplace, Raya, do you investigate it a bit more thoroughly?
Yeah, I am checking it out.
You'll notice
But
that
in
the
the back
fire.
of my head. Will rope fit in here? 'Cause I burned the last guy I killed. I feel like I need to do it to this one too.
It does look like he might fit, but what you notice about this fire is it doesn't seem to be moving naturally. It almost appears like it has a core that's circular or blob-like, and the fire's emanating from that mass in the center.
Can it talk with a Billy Crystal accent?
It could.
Sweet.
Kind of appear to be alive.
It
or
will eat delicious breakfasts.
Yes.
It's a great fucking film.
Yeah, it is.
But anyway, no, it's not specifically that, but close.
What about these chests?
Okay, you move over to them. They appear to be locked. Wooden. It looks like they, to your standards, would probably serve as kind of like a chest or drawers. Probably some sort of storage space for whoever occupied this room.
Raya, stop burning ropes and come over here and please see if you could open these chests.
They're not locked.
Vincent,
not
come over here and
locked.
identify this
Can-
fire.
Can you check it for traps?
I investigate the chest.
They look like just casual storage space.
These
for-
look like casual storage space. I kick one open.
Yep, and when you do, you see inside there's a series of different pieces of clothing. The main article of clothing that you notice appears to be a red robe, a red mage's robe.
Oh, I
What
like that.
size is it?
The red mage's robe that you see appears to be.
Is it a children's extra small?
Is this
Get
Gap?
this taken in.
Is this Gap Kids? No. He can wear it. Just like it'll just drag behind him. No, it's. But no, it does
It's
look like
more
it's
regal that way.
human size red colors.
The longer the train, the fancier it is.
Yeah. Ryan and I'll carry the trade for him.
Yeah, if Benson's kind of giving it a look over,
Like Princess Diana.
you would note it's not magical. It's just very nice.
Worthless. Oh no, then I like it.
Yeah, it's real nice.
Okay, then yeah. If I
You can bundle it up
Try
and
it
shove
on.
it. Yeah, well, it's too big for you. It is very massive. So robe
can I
wise,
cast reduce on it?
you would have to maintain it.
No, I'm just
That's a
messing.
lot of
I'm
spell
totally just
slots.
playing.
Hold on.
That's a lot of spell slots for vanity.
Hold on. I'm interested. This is fun.
No, this is very much like Benson. He is
No, I get-
very
I get you.
100% character.
That's why I'm on board. What kind of gemstones do you have on your person?
The ones needed to do what you want.
No.
to do.
Genuinely,
No,
what kind of gemstones do you have on your person? If any.
I am not. I have my pearl, symbol of Ashmedea, and that's pretty much it.
Okay.
I've been keeping it real secret, but I've been carrying a diamond around for some time now.
He flashes it out. So you go ahead and make an Arcana check.
If memory serves, that diamond is good enough for a resurrection.
It is.
Yeah, but
20.
Okay, you're pretty
My guy
sure
really likes this
that
jacket.
if you spend if you spend 10 minutes with that gemstone,
It's for sure sweater, rather.
destroy
Sweater
it in the
weather.
process, I will let you cast reduce on it to make it a small size wearable permanently.
Yes, I will.
No, that we
Yeah.
need that diamond.
It's
I gotta
funny
look
he's
good.
wording it.
Guys,
It's
guys, diamonds are not forever.
easy for you to say that,
Yeah,
Shambles. You
yeah,
could
our
just
girl's best friend.
turn
If-
into a new body.
If you do that,
Oh,
the
yeah,
robe's
it's so
reduced
fun
to
to
a
do.
wearable size for you, and the gemstone becomes black charcoal.
Playing the
See, that's
character,
useful.
absolutely 100%. If he would let me do it, I
Think
would
of how
absolutely
warm
do
we
it.
could be. We can't burn a diamond.
Okay.
I'm role playing this here to where if he would allow me to take that diamond, I absolutely would.
Grok, if you're
Okay.
annoyed and you're kind of like, God, yeah, no, and you kind of walk over to the fire and stare at it, go ahead and make a nature check, if you will.
All right.
Rya's slow clapping. He's like, "Damn girl, you look good." He likes to find clothes
16.
too.
So you see that in the natural world, fire acts a very specific way. You also know a bit about the supernatural world, which has its own nature. This appears to be an elemental, a fire elemental that's been bound to this spot. You've heard of such things. Conglomerate mages and elf mages of old were keen on doing this, and it's kind of a perversion of nature, a perversion of freedom as well.
Hold on. Okay, I don't think Lesser Restoration would do anything here.
Dispel magic would probably be best.
I don't have that.
Okay.
I would say that to Benson.
Do you have a way to talk to that thing first? Because it might be angry that it's been imprisoned
It
there,
might be angry, yeah.
and it could burn down the building that we're in.
Yeah.
That we're locked in, like the
And
top
if you-
floor of.
Have a chance to just work it into conversation. Ask if it could eat our friend.
Is he hungry? I feed him rope.
You would know with that check, unless you speak primordial or ignan, you're not speaking to it. And then the other thing you would know too is that the assumption that if it is unbound, fire elementals are more to the fuck everything, burn the house down mentality than the other elementals that would be present.
Yeah. So I guess we're just gonna leave it alone and feel sad about it.
During the 10 minutes of, again, someone taking the time to put on an outfit, you guys, it's like, oh my gosh.
I would like to
I
point
hope I
out,
get I hope I get a new pair of pants in the next room.
Woohoo!
no one
Dude,
said
there's
anything
whole-
about him taking 10 minutes to put on armor. I'm
There's-
just doing the
No,
same
it's
thing.
totally fine. There's a whole other chest.
Yeah,
What's
there-
in
There are.
Brock mutters under his breath. Benson is cosplaying a wizard now.
There are pants in the chest that was kicked open. If you go to the other chest and open it up, instead of seeing clothes, you see a bunch of papers. It looks like stacks of just documents, 3 stacks total, probably somewhere around the 200, 300 number stack. It's all written in the same runic language that was on the outside of the building, the Meridian language.
Hey, Brooklyn, can you read these?
He cannot.
Okay, good. Good that. I'll bet this is the information you needed. No, that sucks.
I look. I guess while he's putting that robe on, you said there was 2 in a plate armor people that kind of
There's-
the guy jumped through.
They're statues. They're not armor. Yeah. Before the armor you're wearing was armor, it was actually just a stone statue before as well.
That makes me confident.
So behind those double doors, if we want to go through there, that was full of that soul mist. If you guys are interested in that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, is that
bring us
the-
back here again.
Is that the confusing doors don't matter mist? I've fallen
Not
for it
sure.
like 4 times. Don't
Either
worry.
that or, it's either that or the stairs go up again.
Yeah, the stairs do go up again. So the stairwell continues up. And then the
All right,
double doors,
I'm gonna let Benson know that he looks hella cute, and then I'm gonna open up that door.
the double doors, okay. You would see a bunch of mist. If you step out into it, you would note that it doesn't appear to be like the mists from outside. It appears to be different. You can actually see beyond the mist, and what you see from this current vantage point appears to be kind of a veil, kind of like a. Actually, it would be more kind of like an open plains, but it seems to be kind of augmented by this kind of purplish coloration and this mist that you're kind of standing in. You kind of look off to the right, and to the north you can see mountain outlines, very similar to the ice banks as you have understand them. And if you look to the south, from this point, you would see that there appears to be the town, kind of outside of this fog element. You seem to be standing on a balcony. The westernmost side of it appears to be cut off straight, but if you look to the right and look to the left, it seems that it circles around the outside of the tower. This was not something that was visible on the tower's features when you were looking at it from below. If you do a full circuit of it, you would notice that it just appears to be some sort of observation deck at about a 40-foot height. You can see that there's more tower up above you, or 50-foot height, sorry. There's more tower up above you. But yeah, it's actually closer to a 70-foot height. Last call, that's what we're calling it. 70 feet. Did the math. We're good. You know how great I am at math. The best at math.
Some steep ass staircases.
So it was the first room was actually 40 feet high. The second room is 20 feet high, and then you have basically kind of, come up from that. So it's about 70 feet. 30, 20, 20.
So nothing out there on the balcony.
No, except for mist. If you wanted to jump out into the mist, you could possibly find out something about it. But I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying that's the only way you'd be able to figure out what that does.
Are the mists beyond the balcony?
They seem to kind of envelop it. Based on your kind of cognitive ability, kind of looking at it, it feels like there's a donut of mist that seems to be kind of encapsulating the observation deck. If Benson is asked about it in the midst of him performing the ritual,
He's busy.
he would note that it's an illusion spell that seems to be cloaking the observation deck from outside sight.
Okay. That's all it appears to be.
That's all that appears to be.
Okay. So it looks like we're going up.
Okay.
I wouldn't even look to answer it. So I'd be so focused. I'd be like, illusion.
I've got wizard.
It just glances over. Oh,
I've
yeah.
got important wizard
As
business
everybody,
going on.
as everybody
Thank
gets,
you.
everybody gets settled back in, there's a moment in the scene where it kind of snaps the camera over to like Benson's foot, and then slowly drags up, and you see all like the bright red robes. You could see the gold or ornate kind of designs. He's kind of pulled off the conglomerate sigils and kind of gotten those off of him, but it's a very ornate robe.
As it goes up, though, I would cast Prestidigitation to blow my hair.
And then it also sparkles.
Yeah!
I love it. And
Finger
you
snaps and poses.
you as a chiromancer are obviously doing hand, like, you're doing jazz hands. I mean, that's
Tiny
a
wizard fashion show.
mandatory. Chiromancer or palmist.
I love churros.
It's a
Obviously.
palm
Magical
reader.
fried.
He's a school of the palm reader. But yeah, the stairs do continue upwards if that's your plan.
Yeah, let's get a nice little
Yeah,
marching
all
order going, guys.
Same situation as before. I need. We're doing the same exact deal, right?
I'm gonna take up the tail this time.
Okay. So you're
I'll
gonna be
take
above
second
Benson.
position on the ground.
I mean, I was just gonna throw ropes in that fireplace when nobody was looking, and then head up the stairs behind them.
Okay.
No, that counts as a funeral. I'll help you.
Okay. So then we're grounding.
I
We're
got
not.
attached to it.
We're not doing the tight path. That way, it's going to be Brooklyn, and then directly behind Brooklyn in second position was.
If other people were on board with me burning him, then yeah, we'll
Shambles.
just take our same marching order from before.
You would actually note the elemental does seem to be kind of consuming him, like almost like animalistically consuming the body.
Bye, buddy. See you later.
All
To the
right,
fire.
Brooklyn. If you move up the staircase and
Obviously not seeing ropes again.
continue upwards, you make your way up. You are in the lead, so you'll be the first to see it, and then everyone else will see it in turn. You enter into another layer about the same size as the room you were in before. However, you're going to shift over to the side here. I'm going to snap ping you. Hold on. Hopefully that worked. Is it on the left side now?
Yeah.
Okay. When you come up the steps, you see that this room appears to be a study. There are dozens of shelves kind of set in these alcoves around the area, filled with books. They go up about 20 feet. It looks like the main desk sections kind of have the most books, and then the just above the desk sections are more spots for books. In the center of this room, you see a table, very ornate, hard oak, similar to the frame of the bed downstairs. It looks like there are a number of different papers that have been placed onto it, and from what you can tell from this position, it does look like there's some sort of map kind of engraved or drawn out on the table. There are two individuals in this room with you. It looks like they are skeletal. They have effectively witches' hats on and are wearing dark robes, and they appear to be kind of drawing on paper with quill and kind of flipping with the other hand a book. And it seems that they're either transcribing or using the books for study as they're basically forming some sort of a draft. The stairwell that you're in continues upwards, but as you kind of step into the room, the skeletons don't seem to move towards you or pay you any mind.
Is this just Brooklyn or everybody?
That's Brooklyn who's first to see it because he's the first.
Okay, I was just making sure.
I'm getting everyone over there. I just, I forgot the order. Sorry.
Brooklyn and Shambles together.
That's right. So, yeah.
And Grok and myself, followed
Yeah.
by Benson.
Okay. What would you like to do, Brooklyn, since you're the first one up the top? And Shambles, you'll be on deck.
That's a map, and you're looking for a place.
Yeah, I feel like I would. I don't know if well, they're undead, so they obviously can't be good. So
Hey,
There are some that are okay.
Let's lose the bias, okay?
That's
We
very
made some great
prejudiced.
friends in here.
We met some cool guys downstairs.
I
Not
guess
cool.
I'm gonna walk closer towards the table. Did the
Oh.
skeletons react any?
Sorry, one note. The light sources that are showing there are hanging from chains up above. They appear to be ever-burning torches that are held in kind of a sconce that's kind of chain-mounted to the ceiling. Sorry, wanted to make sure
Can
that
I
was clear.
confirm that that's what they are?
Yes.
Okay. I was about to like grab him by the shoulders, like, hey, hang on.
They are not. They are not what you
They're
think.
not the skull thing.
They are not that.
Can you see in the dark, Brooklyn?
He's a half orc, yeah.
I'm assuming you pulled the goggles off of Rope's body. Do you want
Yeah,
to
I was gonna give
them?
him those. Yeah.
All right.
So your dark
The
vision
funeral rites.
increases by 60 feet. They hand you a pair of goggles. They say wear them if you need them.
We're all wearing them. Apparently, we forgot to mention that we're all in this cool club where we have matching glasses.
It doesn't come up often.
They do
How
make
your
you.
dark vision right?
They make you a part of the cool greaser club, and they hand you the cool glasses, and they hand you a cool you're wearing a black outfit now, which is kind of like a leather jacket for D&D. So adamantine solid black.
Burn a corpse.
You watch them burn a corpse. I mean, whoa.
What has it been, like 30 minutes since we met this guy?
Say about right, yeah. But you said you were moving towards the table?
Yeah.
Okay. They don't seem to react of any kind. Seems that they are very dedicated to their work and are engaged in it. You see that the papers on the table are written in the common tongue. It looks like it is a bunch of notations, and then it looks like there's a lot of names present on the documents present here. The map that you're looking at appears to be a map of the region, which you've seen the overall broad map of, and it seems to designate a couple of positions of interest, which I'm going to go ahead and move us back to the map so we can go ahead and look at those together. All right. So you'll note that the city of Bluegate on the map seems to be denoted as New Jernaris on this map. You will see that the Icefang Hold, which is currently present, is marked clearly and notated. Some of you have been there, it does seem that it was at one point a conglomerate location. Just near there, you can see a marking on the map for what is listed as the King of Fire, which again, your group would know what that means. It shows a very clear drawing of the roads, and it shows the dwarf road is noted. It says that this is Kargin's Redoubt, Kargin. Inside of the mountain area, it shows a notation here on the map. And it says only one word that's very important, Hazil. And I will go ahead and give that a broad marker. I will not name it as of yet because the name of the shrine has not been discovered.
Is that the orange spot over here?
And now it is marked with the phoenix symbol.
Good.
Then we have a couple of more points of interest for the group. You see that there is a shrine across the cloudy lake, across the way from Kelsvar. It doesn't seem to have a notation, but it seems that there is a number next to it. Anybody who's present can make a history check to try and see if they can discern what that means.
Do we need history checked? Great.
No.
Okay.
22.
Right, you're the only one who knows. In your time doing your jobs and dealing with what you deal with, you know that this is a battle map, and the number next to it seems to denote how many soldiers are present at that location. And then
So
last,
these have all been conglomerate nodes, right?
correct.
That was like 100 years ago, that war?
100 years ago is when it ended, correct. And then you would also note that there is a marker across the way from Banser and the Serpent's Point lighthouse. This marker here was not present before. It would also denote a symbol that appears to be boat-like, and then next to the boat-like symbol it says 100. And your presumption is this is naval ships that are prepared.
What was the number on the one by Kelsvar?
400, and it's a temple kind of symbol, which you assume means either zealot-like individuals, people who are at a shrine to the dragon god, which is what you're presuming that means, or soldiers who are present.
Are there dates on any of these papers that they're writing?
No, but it doesn't look like these have been written recently. If you kind of pick up the pieces of paper that are there, some of them start to crumble a bit from age. Do you move to pick them up?
I'm not going to touch any of them.
Okay. If you just kind of slide them aside, you would note that. But if nobody picks up the papers, you're good. But a lot of the papers seem to be battle orders, but no dates are set on them.
The paper itself looks old, or the writing looks old?
The writing and the papers look old. What was that, Brent?
Does the map, is it like kind of like weak from age too, or is it still pretty sturdy?
The table is very sturdy, and it seems that the table, yeah, it's in the table. It's not like carved into it, like it's not like the Game of Thrones map in Dragon's Reach or Dragonstone. It just seems to be kind of carved mat-like into it. It's like a stenciling.
We asked Benson to take notes and draw, so I know that he draws and things like that. Maybe he could sketch out the map and the main points.
Why are these guys still making notes for a war that ended 100 years ago?
If you go to look over the shoulders of the scribes, it doesn't look like they are writing anything new. It seems that they're transcribing books into the other one. A very quick look over it, it does appear to be that they're translating from...
So the languages don't match?
The languages don't match. The books that they're drawing from appear to be the Old Meridian runes, and the language that they're writing into is the Common Tongue.
Yeah, we're going to spend some time here so Benson can study that.
If Benson looks over and looks at the book that's being written, he would recognize it immediately upon the very first verse that he reads. The book that they're transcribing is the Writ of an Ionoman. the unholy book that we've discussed before.
He has a copy of that, correct?
He does.
So with that, if he were to get these papers that are now translated into Common, is he good enough that he can start translating actual runes and learn this language?
It would take him some time, but this definitely does serve as a method of him being able to try and transcribe it without casting comprehend language.
Hey, Dre.
Hey, Drayden. Um.
Jody left. That probably would have been great for him to hear.
Yeah, it's okay.
We'll keep it in mind.
He's got familial stuff.
I'm going to go around the library and look for books relating to my subject.
It looks like there is a very clear order of the books. Looks like half of the room, the northern side of it. I'll go ahead and move us back into the library real quick.
Before you do that, could you just ping Cargan's Redoubt one more time?
It's the redoubt that we came from.
Oh, that's where we came from. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Dwarven Redoubt you started. You need to stop, young man.
Yeah,
Oh my
right.
goodness. No, not him. My cat. He's being very difficult. But yeah, moving us back in. Trying to anyway. Let's see. Wrong one.
Oh, we're way down.
Well, that's better.
Yeah, if Brooklyn, you want to search the rest of this place, see if you find any more information on what you're studying. I'm going to start looking for books on that. My guy.
What I was trying to mention, the two bookshelves on the northern side appear to be the books are titled in, the spines are titled in the Old Meridian language, and it looks like the books on the southern side are in the Common language. You ready for the weird part? If you go over to the northern side, you can see that the skeleton scribe there appears to be transcribing books that are in the Common tongue into the Meridian tongue.
Because they're rotting away, so you just keep making copies.
You don't
They
know
want to
why.
stay practiced.
You don't know why they're doing it. There's certainly no, you can't think of a fundamental reason that there are two scribes in this room, and there's half number of books and half number of books in the languages, and it seems that they keep on translating the others' words.
They're having like a kind of like a tug of war, essentially.
It's like that thing where you paint the Golden Gate Bridge, and by the time you're done, you have to start over. The
When
books
you
are rotting away.
When you start looking at the books up above, you do notice that it seems to be the same 10 titles over and over again.
Is there any extra room on the shelves, or is it completely filled up?
It does appear to be completely full up.
Are there any like spare quills and parchment?
There is not. There is a single ink pot on either desk and a single quill per. They actually seem a bit familiar to you group.
Yeah, Jody, if you want to replace your quill and eat
Yeah,
it,
have any porridge later?
have to kill these guys and spend 10 more years here. Yeah. Do I see any books about Het, Sheriad?
10 titles, as I mentioned. I'll go ahead and give you each of the titles. The Writ of an Ionomen, as mentioned. The Heroes of Ausir Vale, Ausir. Hold on, let's see if I actually have these books on the side. Bear with me here.
The copy of an Ionomen that Chody has, is it in Meridian or Common?
Either or. You can find it. Oh, the one he has that he came in with? Common.
Okay.
No, Dwarf. He had to have the ring to wear or to read it. It was the Dwarvish one.
Huh.
We got sort of Rosetta Stone.
Mm-hmm.
So, Chody, you missed this part. One's working in Meridian, the other's working in Common, and you have a book that they're both writing, so you could probably teach yourself Meridian without having to use comprehend languages. You could just learn the language.
The Heroes of Ausir Vale. The Writ of an Ionomen. The Bynod. Let's see. The Sentinel Swords. Six more, sorry. Goblin Lore. Exodus from Hilton. The Duché de Montelay. Two, three, 4, 5, 6. 4 more.
These are in our handouts, correct?
They are being put there, yeah.
Okay.
The Covenant of the Ascended. Black Mendinghoo. Age of Blood. And Ashmedea Chronicles.
So that's 11.
Sorry, it should be 11. So there's 11 books that are on repeat, not 10. I apologize. I miscounted. I was trying to count as I was putting them out. But yeah, all the books that you have access to are in your books handout under the handout section. But yeah, real quick, I'm going to go one by one. This is more for Benson than the rest of the group. Or anybody trained in history, rather. Who else is trained in history? Just Benson, right?
Nope.
All right. Give me a history roll for Ashmedea Chronicles, Jody.
22.
Tells the original stories of a group of heroes who basically dealt with the entity known as Ashmedea, the demon prince of greed, and also the great red worm of the Dragon Council from the War of Sword and Serpent. Go ahead and give me another one.
26.
Age of Blood, you're very familiar with. Tell us about the heroes who began the efforts of the Grey Order, the initiating forces therein. Black Mendinghoo, go ahead and give me another one.
9.
Doesn't seem familiar, but you know the term. The term relates to an artifact or article known as the Priest's Tongue, which was said to come from Onionomen, the first man in the Atavian tradition, and is said to be an artifact that allows the holder to basically command whoever they want to, so long as they come from this world. Give me another one. Covenant of the Ascended. Good enough.
15.
You know this is a treatise on the Grey War and the end of it and the binding of the gods outside of the world. Duchess de Montelay, go ahead.
11.
Never heard of it. Seems foreign. You definitely know that based on the language description. Duché is a Parnan term, specifically Old Parnac. So it's very southern from where you're currently located. Exodus from Hilton,
15.
go ahead. Kind of familiar. You remember a story of an area known as Stormloft in the Parnac region? It seems it's another Parnan book. It seems to be the tales from there. Goblin lore, no roll necessary. You look at it and realize that it's just a text that I currently haven't finished on this side that tells about different goblin types. Again, it looks like this is a hunter's kind of guidebook. It seems that in older times, goblins were more hunted than they are respected in this current age and climate. And Sentinel Swords, last one. Oh no, sorry.
11.
I got a couple more. Don't know much about that. The Binod, go ahead and give me another roll.
13.
Yeah, it's a religious text. And the Writ of Onionomen you already have, so no need to roll for that.
Oh, bummer.
And the Heroes of Usserville.
Oh, roll for that. I thought I did that
Gotta
one.
take the
Damn it.
Yeah, I think that was the first one.
22.
And
Yeah.
that was Ashmedea Chronicles.
The Ashmedea Chronicles was the first one.
Okay, so then that one will tell you that it's a group of heroes who were in Jernaris, heroes to the conglomerates ancient times.
There should be one more. He's only got 10 dice up there.
He didn't have to roll for
The Writ
one
of
of them.
Onionomen.
He
Yeah,
didn't have to
he
roll
did.
for it. Okay.
So books are heavy, so we'll steal these on our way out.
It doesn't seem that the individuals are doing anything. If you're taking a single copy of the common language variants, they seem to be unmoving, untoward. They don't seem to do anything. Again, it does look like the ink pots that they're using are magical. It does look like as one of them finishes a piece of paper and slides it over to where the book will be bound, which you assume they're going to do, he places his hand on the desk and kind of rises it up. And as he does so, you see a piece of parchment appear where he's at, and then he starts writing.
They're doing important
Fresh and
work.
Good.
So, Matt, there's no way I can get a copy of that, right?
Which one did you want a copy of?
The map showing towards where the
You can
exit part.
you can definitely pull out a piece of paper or something and draw it out. I know that one of the party members has a map on hand, so if you want to take their map and just pinpoint the things, the articles you see to match to the map that they have, I'm okay with that. That happened.
Seems like a thing Grok would have.
Yeah, that sounds like Andy.
Yep.
If he's okay with it, I'd like to go on and do that.
Okay.
Sure. Go ahead. More knowledge.
We done here?
Yeah, I'm not going after the pots, but they're doing their thing.
We'll do it on the way out.
They have important work.
Next floor.
Okay. If you move to the stairs and head upwards, you can kind of hear like a ringing sound as you kind of enter into it. The best way for me to describe this, and your characters would notice it more so than we would, it seems that this ringing sound is similar to, when like there's a lot of electronics kind of in a room and you can kind of tell that they're on, there's like a buzz to the room. That feeling is what your characters are getting. And again, since you don't have electronics, it's more noticeable for your characters than it would be for, us modern day folk. But yeah, it doesn't seem that there's anything that's kind of trying to attempt to destroy you at the top. I will move you up to it. We're in the top right corner now. There are a bunch of runic symbols on the ground. Obviously, you're not going to step on them. I'm just placing you there for posterity. That said, there's kind of a purple glow to the room. There's an orb set on a stone pedestal in the center of the room, and there are 4 treasure chests surrounding this pedestal. The chests are apparently made of different materials. There's one that appears to be made out of kind of a reddish colored wood. There's one that appears to be made out of a greenish colored stone. There's one that appears to be made out of regular wood. And there's one that appears to be made out of kind of a darker wood. So let's go ahead and make sure we understand the terms I'm utilizing here, and I will snap ping first. Hold on. Hopefully that worked. Did you move up to the top corner?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're all up here.
All right. So you would see that the top right corner is the red wood I mentioned. Directly south of that is the dark wood I mentioned. Directly to the left of that is the regular wood with kind of gold filigreed kind of bindings. And then the northern one is the green stone chest.
This room has no windows.
No windows here. You would note that there is another staircase across the way from where you're standing.
I can barely see it, but yeah. Does the staircase we're currently on continue up?
Does not. Stops here.
Yeah.
I'd say there's a pretty good chance this place is booby trapped.
Absolutely.
The center stone appears to be what's kind of emanating the noise or atmosphere.
Eyes the ceiling.
Can I use my divine sense?
You can. 1 second though. The 30-foot ceiling is domed. This is like a bubble. And then divine sense, if you utilize it here, you'll notice that this orb appears to be the source of the purple light outside. The buzzing sound you're kind of getting seems to be raw magic kind of emanating from it. And as you kind of note into it, it appears to have a very strong pulse of undeath. Everyone else would note that the purple coloration that it seems to be emanating matches the light that, again, everybody here would note that. It's
I'm gonna relay what you told me to them about the stone.
okay.
That it's emanating a lot of death. Undeath.
Does it look like what I'm looking for?
No.
Okay.
I nod my head at the orc like, oh wow, look at you, little thinker. That's awesome. It's educated. That's nice.
Do you want to move past?
It's also purple, Benson.
Do you want to move past?
I surmised that much.
Yeah, buddy, you go too.
Brian, do you want to move past the runes to look at the orb more closely?
Not yet. I'm gonna stick to the walls.
Okay.
I'm gonna come check out this red chest.
All right, you move down to it. It looks like it's bound with silver, and it looks like it's very ornate. It looks like it is locked.
There was no issue with me moving over anything.
Nothing glows. Nothing changes. Nothing crazy happens. No typical John Dupre techniques.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stare at this chest.
Okay.
It's bound in silver.
Yeah,
just mean the
the
actual metal on it.
Yeah, the framing. Yeah.
But it is locked.
It does appear to have a lock on it. Yeah. As you're kind of looking at that and then look across the way, you would note that the green treasure chest looks like it has a lock, and it looks like it's a perfect fit based on your vision here for the dagger you have on your person.
Ooh la la.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna look down to the left corner. Does it look like it has the same lock on it?
Different. All the locks that you kind of parse out are different. The one you're directly above, the silver chest, appears a very small, normal, typical kind of key lock. You kind of think about it and you recognize that it's probably of the era, 100 or so years ago, styling wise. It probably won't be too difficult to lock for you to break with your tools. The lock directly south of it on the dark wood you recognize as well as being kind of an elvish lock. Not many elf locksmiths exist because most of them are kind of in enclaves and not focused on structures. But the lock that's present here does appear to be a very easy lock for you to break, but very stylistically elegant. The lock on the gold-bound chest, the normal wood, it appears to have a dwarvish lock. The face of the lock is a dwarf face with beard and kind of like, helmet, and then the keyhole kind of goes into the mouth, and it goes sideways from what a normal human lock key would go in. You would know that that's probably going to be the hardest lock to deal with, based on dwarvish nature. And then the green stone chest, based on its styling, you think it might be a merfolk chest, like constructed by merfolks. The lock is not merfolk because you don't think merfolks really use or utilize locks. They typically use magical bindings. But the lock that's present on it appears to have a keyhole perfect for your dagger.
I'm gonna move over to that one and attempt to unlock it.
Okay. If you put the dagger into it and then turn it, it clicks, pops open, and inside,
High def.
you see the following. Bear with me here. All right. You see a silver key setting on a nest of what appears to be seaweed, but dried, kind of like it looks like it was kind of set up with the intent of being pillowish and seaweed-like, but it appears to have dried into that position. The silver key setting on it seems to be about the same exact size as the keyhole to the one to your side there. Looking at it, it doesn't look like there's anything else present.
Okay. I'm gonna use my rapier. Just kind of poke around in the chest, move the seaweed out of the way, see if anything springs.
If you're familiar with dry seaweed, it kind of crackles and breaks apart. It doesn't seem like anything fires out or anything crazy, but you kind of notice that as you're kind of poking, you hear kind of like a sound, and you kind of realize you're scraping against something that's inside the seaweed.
Are we gonna grab the key and see what that is?
You have a key. Do you move the seaweed off of whatever it's on top of?
I'll brush it away with the rapier.
Okay. You realize that as you kind of break it away, it appears to be an iron mask.
I'll pick it up.
Okay. The face that you're looking at, it's completely iron and kind of polished, and it looks like it's kind of doll-like, but definitely androgynous, like very masculine kind of looking face, but at the same time almost cherubic. Kind of looks like Zach. Not just kidding.
Dan Young.
Oh, Dan Young. It looks like Dan Young. Yeah, very cherubic, kind of young-looking face on this iron mask. If you kind of flip it over and look inside, you'll note that inside of the mask, there are small pins inside of the mask in kind of like intervals, kind of forming like the interior of an Iron Maiden almost.
Okay, I'm gonna carry that and this key. I'm gonna unlock the chest that the key appears to match.
Okay.
Or attempt to.
Moving across the walls. Is anybody else doing anything while Raya's doing this?
I'm pretty comfortable watching.
Yeah,
this
I would
too.
like to come in and check out
No.
the light again and just kind of look at it a little more.
Okay. You move across the runes, and Raya seemed to have suspicion of that. Watches you do it as you're doing it, kind of stops moving. Nothing happens.
Boy, that was lucky.
Yeah. Go ahead and make an Arcana check as you kind of move, kind of stride across the runes, and then move towards the centerpiece.
20.
The runes don't appear to be a ward against anybody entering the place. They seem to be a magnification for whatever is inside the center there, the orb itself. When you move up to the orb, you realize that the orb is not purple. The orb is clear glass, crystal. Settled inside of it is a very small bit of crystal that is purple, and it is pulsing.
Can I decipher what it is or anything? Is there any idea?
No idea. But whatever the source of power here for this tower, whatever's drawing the undead to this place, that little piece of stone inside of the crystal appears to be the source of it.
Okay.
I'm gonna slide the mask across the floor for these guys to check out.
Okay. Do you put the silver key into the silver lock and unlock it?
Yes.
Doing so, the chest opens. Inside, you see what appears to be a book opened to about the middle. It looks like it's written in the Meridian language. Settled inside of it, you see a key that appears to have kind of an elvish kind of twist to it, very ornate look to it, and that's it. The book does seem to be kind of settled off of the bottom a little higher than it ought to be.
I'll pick up the book and take the key out of it.
Okay. You have the book. Again, not able to read the spine. You have the key. Settled underneath the book is another book that seems to have been holding it propped up. The book appears to be written in the common tongue, and it states the lost tale of the one who envied. And then if you open up the book and look at its insert, it says, by Ashiriad. Specifically spelled wrong to what you would know.
Okay. I'll pocket that one. I'll hand the Meridian one to whoever wants it.
Okay.
And I'll take the elf key to the elf lock.
All right. You open up the elf key and open it up. Inside, you see a very just human kind of looking key. Head, I mean. But the key, like actual teeth and length of it, appears to be more dwarvish. It's settled on a nest of just broken pieces of metal, and next to the broken pieces of metal, you see that it looks like its original form might have been a blade of some sort, and there's just shards. Settled next to it is a very ornate, elvish-looking sword hilt.
Anybody that knows anything want to look at that? Is it anything
take
that's
a
going to like key off of my elf brain somehow?
It doesn't.
Okay.
Because
I'm
remember,
interested in it, but I don't know who can reforge it.
your elf brain wasn't raised elf.
Right.
I'm actually trained in blacksmith tools.
Yeah, I know.
Legally.
I'm going to take the key and open the other chest while they do that.
Okay. You open up the chest. Inside, settled kind of just in the center there, is an amulet. The twin serpents of the conglomerate, centered around a massive emerald. And just underneath that is a robe very similar to the one that Benson is currently wearing.
Magical.
I'm going to throw the
What?
robe.
Is it the right size? I'm gonna be
I'm going
pissed.
to throw it to Shambles
It's not.
so they can match.
Oh yeah, put that on.
Yeah, it looks like it's the same kind of ornate styling.
Check the pockets.
I'm gonna put that on and sissy that walk, and also check all my pockets.
What you will note is the robe that Shambles just put on pretty much matches identically to the one that Benson altered. But it does seem to have kind of a different styling to it. I guess the best way to describe this is if you're familiar with Star Trek The Next Generation, you know that there's a difference between the regular uniform and dress uniform. It's a very minor difference, but you can tell that the one that Shambles has just put on is the dress version, or ceremonial uniform.
Oh
And the
boy.
one that Benson is wearing is the non-ceremonial.
Is less fancy.
It's
is what you
nice.
mean.
No, the one that he's wearing is the one that you'd wear all the time. The one that Benson's wearing is the one you'd wear all the time. It's like the work outfit, whereas the
Oh,
one
okay.
that Shambles
I
is
had his
wearing
evening wear.
is the
I
one
want
that
the
you'd wear for
nicer one.
fancy times.
You already wasted 1 diamond.
But
Ah!
I'm gonna hand the emerald with the wings around it to Benson to try to distract him.
and again, it is an amulet, but it is more of the traditional, like, mentality of an amulet. Like normally amulets are just like small little things. This is like Flava Flav, like big medallion, like, or like Mr. T, like just massive disc, 2 serpents kind of coiled around the big, like fist size for Benson, emerald in the center.
Looks like a quarter.
I see what you're saying because he's a halfling. I get you. But no,
Just
it's
a little guy.
pretty decent sized
I'm
emerald.
gonna put that in his face and be like, "Here, research this." Well, Shambles puts on the nicer robe, and I'm gonna look more at this purple glow.
Okay. Yeah, if you move up next to it, you would recognize the same thing. The crystal globe appears to be encapsulating this small bead of just glass, kind of like this small little crystal of glass centered in the middle.
It's like a shard of something.
It's like a small shard of like crystal. Yeah.
So since like the room wasn't booby trapped, I'd say the crystal ball essentially itself would be booby trapped. But probably wouldn't want to try to move it.
Do you try
Break it.
and touch it at anybody or no? Nobody.
I'll do some hand gestures over it.
Does
Okay.
it almost look familiar
I'm not
to
gonna
me?
touch it.
It does look almost familiar to you. Very small version of what you might have seen in your past. And I'll go ahead and let you make an Arcana check based on what you know.
This would be great. 22. It actually is pretty great.
You actually think you might get it now. What you understand is that undead swarm here. They're drawn here by something. It seems that the stone from the shard, the dream shard, it being imbued with the power of the demon prince of Envy's ability and consciousness, and Asherod's as well, it's causing the undead nature, it's twisting the undead nature to become envious of this place, envious of being here, causing them to be drawn here with the power of the shard.
I'm gonna start reading my book and tell you guys to study whatever you want. We're probably gonna be here for a little while.
There are staircases that go up. Do you try to touch the orb or anything, or
Not
just,
yet. I'm gonna read the book first.
It really just seems to be the history of the guy you made up. Genuinely.
I know this book.
Yeah, you wrote it. But I'm not going to tell you what you already know because I don't care if
Sorry.
you. I mean, if you want to tell the other people,
And I'm not sharing the story anyway.
Fair enough.
So we're
Benson.
not touching the orb.
Benson and Shambles. That's the thing I told you about.
When
Before we came in the tower. I had one purpose of coming in here, and that's it. I need that.
So try to touch it.
do you want me to get it for you?
Everybody look at it as hard as you can and see if it's a bad idea that I do take it. Other than the obvious. Or all hell breaks loose almost literally upon
Well,
this town.
hang on. The undead want this thing. They all came here because this thing's here. If we take it, they flock to that still.
And you want
Wherever
this
we
thing?
are.
Like Vincent said, the runic marks on the floor are amplifying whatever
Sure.
somebody has
So
done
there's
to
a
this.
there's a considerably lesser range that it's pulling them from, but it's still
Or it
pulling.
goes back to its original purpose.
I'm all for it. If you want to take this thing, I'll grab it for you. I don't have anything better to do. I've been wearing this robe. I've been feeling awful powerful.
Don't you want to check out the broken sword?
I mean, yeah, if you want me to.
I just, you said you had nothing to do. I thought you were doing that. I don't.
Oh,
I'll
right,
grab it.
right.
I don't mind. I don't mind dying again.
Do you reach in to grab it?
I'm considering it real hard. Benson,
I'm going to guess that I'm feeling a lot of magical energy coming off this thing.
Yeah.
Aren't
Is there a way that we could possibly break up the ruins or something to kind of bring down some of that power since it's being amplified so high?
Your Arcana check was high enough for you to know that it's not just the markings here, but the tower itself that's amplifying that thing. The only way to stop it from being amplified is knock the whole building down.
Quick question. Are we concerned about the Magir and the Holy Knight that was locked behind the magic door?
Because the Holy Knight's here to take care of the Magier.
Yeah.
So I don't give a shit about a Magier.
Well, what if that's the Magir in there?
Nah.
In that orb.
If it is, he's bound to it. He's not going anywhere. I grab it.
Okay.
All right.
The second you touch the crystal portion of it, you realize that it's not crystal at all. It feels more fluid, and you feel your hand kind of sink into it. Everyone else watches as your hand, and you're looking at it, appears to disappear as it bypasses through the crystal layer. You can still see your hand, Raya, but everyone else is watching your hand basically disappear into the crystal.
Just like that other time they watched me disappear.
No.
Okay.
It seems
Can I
like
knock
a part of
away
you is
from-
basically being pulled into nothingness. The center void. You said you were walking away?
I said, can I try to knock him away from it?
You can. Yeah, go ahead and make an athletics check, and it looks like you're getting help from that. So you can either pick to let Brooklyn be the primary.
Oh, I'm gonna let him do it.
That's
So
a bad choice.
Brooklyn, go ahead and make
I could do it.
an
I can do
athletics
it.
check, Brooklyn, and you have
Oh,
advantage.
Yeah, you're right.
Can I contest it?
Yeah, you need an acrobatics or athletics to contest.
I told you it's a bad choice.
So you kind of rush at him, but very cinematically. You're like, oh, and Benson's kind of like trying to grab Raya to move him into the hit of it, and Raya kind of tilts to the side, and you kind of rush past him, and kind of hit one of the treasure chests.
Just like Charlie Brown the football.
Could Rock take a
Yeah.
try at that?
Always happens to me.
No,
Or
because
we're just one shot.
It's not everybody at once.
I understand.
Raya will now be able to reach in further. Are you trying to go for the item in
Yep.
the center? Okay. The second you touch it, you grab a hold of it, and what you realize is as you're trying to pull away is you can't. Your hand's stuck right there
Monkey trap.
in the center, and you're kind of trying to pull, and everyone else is watching. You're not really paying attention to spatial nature anymore. They are, and they're watching your arm get dragged into the center, into nothing, like you're being down into a drain. So that said, what are you doing, Grok? Grab his,
I mean,
grab
I'm
his
gonna try
saint's,
to
grab his
grab him.
saint's sword. So if he goes away, you at least have that.
Yeah, I could rip his. Just let his. I'll rip the rest of him off and just leave
Mhm.
the arm behind.
We have blades.
But I'm gonna, not knowing what's going on, I'm gonna try to pull him out.
Okay. You grab a hold of him. You're trying to grab him. Go ahead and make an athletics check. And Raya,
Sure.
you can go ahead and contest. You have disadvantage on your acrobatics check because you are bound. Okay. You grab a hold of him and you start trying to pull him. Everyone else watches as Grok kind of grabs the arm and kind of pulls and tries to grab him out. Grok's hand falls into the center, seemingly pulled with a sudden jolt. You
I
watch it-
genuinely don't think he would have grabbed my arm. I think he would have got me around the waist.
Right.
Okay. Grabs around the waist, pulls. You watch as Raya leans in, and his chest kind of hits, and you watch as Grok's arms are pulled into the center. It looks like both of them, in this weird malady of like center point Raya and arms of Grok, are being pulled into the sphere in the center.
Could I try to withdraw?
You can go ahead and make a strength saving throw.
I'm not trying to,
You fail. You are bound by the sphere.
God
We're
damn it,
soul
Raya.
buddies.
God damn it, Raya. I wish we weren't.
Okay.
You volunteered for this a while back.
I wish I hadn't.
You're the one that saved me.
I'm gonna go
I
ahead and
shouldn't
light my
have.
pipe. Take a couple draws.
The-
Brooklyn, it's been lovely meeting you. I'm gonna reach into the sphere and help him pull.
If you're willingly going to put yourself into the sphere's thing, you'll note that you're being drawn into it as well.
Yeah.
All right, Benson and Brooklyn.
That leaves us two, man. What are we gonna do?
That is happening. That is a thing that is happening. And by this point, Raya, the only thing that seems to remain of him is like a foot or a leg. Grok's top portion has been pulled into the sphere. And
If it came around to me and I knew I wasn't getting out, I would just jump in.
Can we try to pull out again if we're resisting? We get another go at that, or not really?
No. You would have gotten a go when you had your arm still in. Basically, once it, like a couple seconds passed, you're pretty much halfway in. It's sucking in pretty quick.
All right.
And Shambles, if you're
Alright.
willingly just shoving your hands in and going in, I assume you're not resisting, right?
I mean, if they're that far in, I thought they both had their like arms being.
Raya was pretty much half in
and they just
at that point.
like, you know, all hands in team kind of thing.
Raya was pretty much half in, so he's going to be like near impossible or ripped in half to get him out. And then Grok, at that point, as you were saying that, would have been possibly savable. If you're attempting to save both, I will give you an attempt at it. You can make an athletics check, but it's going to be a really high target number, and you have disadvantage.
You know,
Can I cast guidance on him?
Sure.
Just go for Grok.
Athletics,
With your legs, not with your back.
yeah, I'll lift with every single part I've got, buddy.
Woo!
Roll a d4.
Probably not.
Yes, baby.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Roll a d4.
D4.
Oh, D4.
You're guided.
Guidance, man.
Yeah.
4.
So you watch Shambles kind of reach in and kind of grab a hold of Raya's like shoulder and head as it's kind of like, and grab a hold of it, and then kind of place his foot on the stone pedestal, look at Grok, and place his other foot up onto the turtle shell, and kind of push in this really weird kind of like just extending all of his limbs out from his core position. And as he does so, you watch Raya kind of rip out of the sphere. Grok's arms kind of pull away from the sphere, and everyone kind of just onto the ground. The thing that
well done,
Benson
Jim.
will immediately notice is that shard is still in its place inside of the sphere, and everyone's just kind of on the ground. Real quick, because of the tearing, spatial tearing, Raya, you'll be taking the highest variant of it, which you would have taken had you gone in. You were literally dragged out from the event horizon by Shambles. 25 was the target number, by the way, for that athletics check. You rolled a 23 and a 22, and I was like, oh, wow.
Might do it.
He literally did his best. Like, Raya, you're taking 19 points of damage. This is not typed. And then Shambles, you still kind of had to reach in and grab out.
Yeah, I reached in there pretty deep.
Yeah. It looks like the two of you, Grok and Shambles, will be taking 7 points of damage. This is not
7?
typed. Yep, and it ignores resistances, immunities, all of that. It is non-typed damage.
Only fair.
Got it.
All right. That was a weird thing that happened, Brooklyn. It's a very weird day to start off, situationally.
I will continue smoking.
Does any of us have a sense what would have happened if they would have gone all the way in?
You don't know. Riot was the closest, but his head was still above water. He hadn't been shoved in entirely. His body was kind of in. You kind
You
of...
said I just got a foot out.
Oh, right. I guess you kind of would have been in. You would have seen star stuff. And it kind of all zooming towards the center point and nothing but the dream shard in your vision.
It was in my vision anyway. I want the damn thing.
Yep, it's still in the sphere.
I'm going back in.
There's about 3
I thought we were meant to go in.
There's about...
Are you really going back in? Because if you are, nobody's going to go after you this time.
Not yet, because we're too close to the end of this action.
There's about 3 minutes left. There are staircases to the side there. If you want to go up them and just check what's up there, or we can just stop here at the sphere. Your call.
Which one
Stop
of these
here.
chests
Study.
look the lightest? I just want to try something. I know
Oh.
it won't work.
I'm going to say, if you are interested in the staircase and just checking it out, I promise you going up the staircase will make for a better stopping point for the session.
Okay.
Fine.
Alright.
Alright. As you ascend the stairs and come up, you see that the room that you're entering into seems to be much larger, much more vast than the room that you exited out of. There's a massive magical rune patterning on the ground. It seems to be broken into 2 circles. The outer circle appears to be segmented into 3 separate circles. It glows with kind of a pink, orangey kind of coloration. Inside of that is a center circle which grows purple. A lot of the runes that are present in the circle's inner lining appear to be similar to the runes that are downstairs, encircling the massive orb. In the center of that is a 9-foot, 10-foot tall individual. Looks like they are nothing more than skeletal remains covered with this inky black liquid that seems to be slowly oozing and dripping between the bones. This entity turns and faces you as you step out from the steps. Its eyes glow purple, and you can see it appears to be some sort of giantkin that has been desiccated to bone-like flesh, covered in black ichor. The armor it wears appears to be of dwarvish make. In its hand, it carries a massive full blade. And that is where we'll end the session for today. Thanks for watching!